it's going to get. I'd like to welcome everyone this afternoon on this warm afternoon. And I'm glad you chose to be with us for our June 25th Town Council regular meeting. I'll look at the calendar here. On Thursday, June 27th, we've got Chefs on Fire Public Art fundraiser event at Oakmoot that starts at 5 and it's through 8 p.m. On Thursday, town offices will be closed for Independence Days. And also your Stars and Stripes Kids Parade will start at 10 o'clock and end at that kind of a social ends at 3, is that correct? Kind of a social ends at 3 p.m. on Main Street. And then our next town council meeting is Tuesday, July 9th. And also remind everyone that Pride Parade, before the Pride Parade on the courthouse lawn, they will have a gratitude house welcoming at 10 o'clock. And the event starts at 10:30. Be sure you come out and with those folks and enjoy yourself for the day. Let's see what else I got. I think that's it. And no public comment, as you said, except for one other thing. So I don't have to go through that. Okay, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? If not, I'll ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda, sir.
Okay.
Second.
Chuck, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Show light sign. All right, our consent agenda. I'll need a motion that we approve those as written.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Okay.
Second.
Second to John. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Show light sign. And you can also pull your jackets off, guys. You're making Chuck and I look bad. It's 94 degrees. It's 94 degrees. I mean, these guys out here don't think you ain't impressing nobody out here, right?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And we might want to announce that we, in our consent agenda, we've canceled the second meeting of the month for July and August.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Remind me that we're canceling our meeting for the end of July, correct? And August, the 1st of August.
Second week.
Second week.
The second meeting in August and the
it's on.
And the second
it's on the consent agenda. That's why I didn't see it. Yeah, it's on the consent agenda. That's why I'm looking.
And Mr. Mayor, I did want to also mention, and this is coming probably through the TVA, but there are 3 nights of fireworks coming up on July 4th. 3rd at Lake Jim West, on the 4th in Maggie Valley, and on the 5th in Camp.
Okay, they're all on the same.
At different days.
3 different days.
Oh, 3 different days.
A full weekend of fireworks.
A full weekend of fireworks.
Also, Mayor, we have a ribbon cutting. Is it tomorrow?
Yes.
Tomorrow at Obama King Park
Yeah, I've got that.
at 5:30, and then on Friday there is also a ribbon cutting for the Pigeon Multicultural Center for the new mural.
Yeah, you just took my meeting away. That was part
Oh,
of
I'm
my
sorry.
agenda.
We got a full week.
Yeah.
And a COG meeting on Thursday.
Yeah, and the COG meeting is
At the rec center.
at the rec center at 5:30.
That's correct.
Yeah, don't forget that. Yeah, at 5:30 at the rec center there. Okay, we'll move right along. I've got also a proclamation this afternoon. Pride Month is the month of June 2024, and I will ask Councilman Anthony Sutton if he would read that for us.
Yeah. Before I read, I just want to make a brief statement because this is momentous, and I appreciate the council. I am before you today not just as a council member, but as a proud member of the LGBTQ+ community. I understand firsthand the importance of visibility and representation and the courage it takes to live authentically. Today, we gather to celebrate a milestone in our town's history. As the first out elected official in Haywood County, I'm honored to read our first Pride Proclamation. This proclamation is more than just a document. It is a testament to our commitment to inclusivity and equality and a reflection of our shared values. Being visible, being out and being proud is not just about personal freedom. It is about showing others that they are not alone, that they are seen, and that they are valued. It's about fostering a sense of community and belonging. In Waynesville, we believe in building a community that embraces diversity and fostering understanding. A community where everyone, regardless of who they love or how they identify, feels safe, respected, and accepted. So let us continue to strive for a Waynesville that is a beacon of acceptance and love for all. Thank you. And now I'll read the proclamation. Whereas the town of Waynesville, North Carolina is a community that values all its citizens, recognizing that diversity strengthens our community and fosters mutual respect and understanding. And whereas the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer LGBTQ+ community is a vital part of all fields and professions, contributing to a stronger community. And whereas it is imperative that young people in our community, regardless of their sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression, feel valued, safe, empowered, and supported by their peers and community leaders. And whereas the town of Waynesville is committed to supporting visibility, dignity, and equality for LGBTQ+ people in our diverse community. And whereas Pride Month is celebrated in June each year in commemoration of its roots in the Stonewall riots of June 1969, a pivotal moment in the fight for LGBTQ+ rights. And whereas the town of Waynesville has shown its commitment to the LGBTQ+ community, passing a resolution of support for the LGBTQ community and pledging to review official policies and materials for possible inadvertent discriminatory language. And whereas, while society at large increasingly supports the LGBTQ+ equality, it is essential to acknowledge that the need for education and awareness remains vital to end discrimination and prejudice. And whereas celebrating Pride Month influences awareness and provides support and advocacy for Waynesville's LGBTQ+ community, and an opportunity to take action and engage in dialogue to strengthen alliances, build acceptance, and advance equal rights. Now, therefore, we have the entire town council of Waynesville, North Carolina, do hereby proclaim June as Pride Month in the town of Waynesville and encourage all citizens to recognize the contributions made to members of the LGBTQ+ community and to actively promote the principles of equality, liberty, and justice. In witness hereto, I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the town of Waynesville, North Carolina to be affixed this 25th day of June 2024. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Ed, for reading that important proclamation there. Okay, we'll move here along. We got a public hearing here tonight to consider the railroad overlay map amendment for section 15.14 of the land development standards. And I will ask for a motion that we open this public hearing.
Mayor, I make a motion, we open public hearing.
Second.
Second by Chuck, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, show by sign. And Miss Ogre? You're right. You're right.
Olga Grumman, Assistant Development Services Director. This was a public hearing to consider railroad overlay map amendment. So very exciting, it's finally happening. We had a subcommittee for railroad overlay district, which consisted of planning board members, community business representatives, and former board members. And 6 months of this subcommittee work concluded with a new text amendment that the planning board recommended to the council in July 2023. And in September 2023, the council unanimously adopted the railroad overlay district for the land development standards. As of now, it is adopted on paper. And just to reiterate, this district is not taking anything. It maintains all the standards of the underlying districts. such as setbacks, density, height, any other provisions. So everything stays. And the underlying uses for this district, they also stay. What this district does is it promotes more uses, more zoning flexibility along the railroad, and it just adds additional uses. For example, manufactured homes would be allowed along the railroad corridor, vehicle equipment sales, rental, all the vehicle body work, mini warehouses, storages, event spaces. So these are just examples of some additional uses. And next step is to have a formal map amendment to apply this district on the map. So the subcommittee looked at two areas. One is along Frog Level and one is along Hazelwood. We also held a community workshop on February 29th, 2024, and we did have a few people attending and they requested to be added to the railroad overlay, and we got additional feedback from the community. So today, we are proposing the map amendment for this railroad overlay district that currently only exists on paper. So the 2035 comprehensive land use plan includes various suggestions for promoting economic growth along the Waynesville railway corridor. And I'll just read a few examples from the comp plan. To promote redevelopment along the railroad and plant greenway corridor, to preserve industrial uses along the corridor, to create an overlay district or policy for track adjacent or greenway adjacent development to allow more housing and mixing of uses, including industrial along the railroad. The reuse of underutilized industrial or commercial properties. The proposed design utilizes strategic infill development and includes railroad track adjacent development and compatible integration of diverse and multiple uses in urban mixed-use form. To leverage the low vacancy rate in downtown to create business opportunities in Frog Level and Hazelwood. To study implement a railroad overlay district to encourage redevelopment along the railroad, especially in areas with access to existing future greenway. Review the LDS to create opportunities within the town of Waynesville industrial areas and along the railroad corridor. That's exactly the purpose of the railroad overlay, is to encourage redevelopment of underutilized areas, and especially for the properties that are adjacent to railroad that claims a lot of times right away. So we would like to give more zoning flexibility, so zoning is not a problem. So the proposed districts, again, will maintain all existing standards and uses of the current zoning district and only introduce additional uses that will be allowed to promote flexibility and more development options. So in that sense, you can think of it as a slight upzoning, but the areas that we looked at, they encompass 6 districts, such as Business District, Central Business District, Hazelwood Business District, Commercial Industrial Conditional, in Hazelwood Urban Residential, Main Street Neighborhood Residential. Many of these properties, like for example in Central Business District, they're already in districts that are most lenient and allow a lot of uses. So for them, the difference wouldn't be that much. It's just a few additional uses that they would gain. So with that, the 2 proposed areas are Frog Level and Hazelwood. So the Frog Level area, it starts up north at Buffalo Lane and will go all the way down to Killian Street. Richland Creek will serve as a northern boundary for that district. Most of the southern boundary will consist of the properties of Boundary Street and a few properties of Richland Street. So 80 properties will be designated as railroad overlay. And in order to preserve the standards, the underlying zoning district name will stay. For example, as you see in your ordinance, for all these properties, the properties will be designated Central Business District Railroad Overlay or Commercial Industrial Railroad Overlay. And we keep in the original name so we can maintain the original standards. The total acreage of these lots is about 51 acres. The properties are within 400 feet from the railroad, with many of them directly adjacent to that. And the area currently encompasses a diverse mix of businesses, including a multi-use building. I'm starting from south, paint body shop, there's landscaping service there, powder coating business, There's Giles Chemical, car wash, storage buildings, various retail, coffee shop, brewery, dry goods supplier, and some residential uses. Next area for railroad is in Hazelwood. And again, there are several districts here. There will be commercial industrial railroad overlay, Hazelwood urban residential railroad overlay, and there will be Hazelwood business district. So you will start just above the town's finance office in the north at 280 Georgia Avenue, and will go down to HVO property at 172 Riverbend Street. It will also include some of the Hazelwood downtown area, and the proposed overlay is less dense and has fewer properties than the previous overlay. 30 properties will be designated for overlay here. The total acreage of this lot is approximately 38 acres. The majority of properties, just like in the previous example, are within 400 feet from railroad, and many of them are directly adjacent. And the properties have the following uses: Giles Chemical, HVO, gun store, bakery, urgent care, mini storage, town's finance department, fire station 2, coffee shop, doctor's office, restaurant, and various commercial stores. So this railroad overlay would give this business owners a little bit more flexibility for the future. The proposed overlay district among these two areas, it will have 110 properties designated for overlay. Out of this 110 properties, 80 are in Frog Level and 30 are in Hazelwood area. Although 110 properties may seem like a significant number of lots, it's actually only 1.3% of all parcels in Waynesville, just for comparison. There are approximately 8,025 parcels in Waynesville. So we only upzone in a little bit, 1.3%. And staff submits that the proposed map amendment to the official land development map is consistent with goals 1 and 5 of the comp plan to continue to promote smart growth principles in land use planning and zoning and to create opportunities for sustainable economy. And because this is more than 50 properties, we follow statutory requirements to notify the public. We have published one-page newspaper ad for 2 consecutive weeks. We have posted many signs at 10 locations in Frog Level area and 8 locations in Hazelwood area. And many of these locations have 2 signs, one with the maps and one with the public hearing notice. And we still mailed letters to the property owners. And then the planning board, we did have some property owners come in and attend in the hearing. But as your attached report indicates, the planning board unanimously recommended the map amendment to the council. And that concludes the staff report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Chuck, you have any questions? Yes, sir. Julie?
Yes, sir.
Tom?
Just one question. Just one. What are the additional services and things that will be allowed in that overlay district that's not currently allowed?
So it will depend on the district, because this is affecting 6 districts, like central business districts,
It really won't be.
just event space, and even them would require a special use permit, because we want to be careful with that. You know, the main takeaway is what we kind of wanted to promote. We want to make sure residential is allowed everywhere, because commercial industrial now doesn't allow residential, so we allowed all residential. So again, they will only affect like 2 properties that are to be included. We wanted to promote affordable housing, so we included manufactured housing in that to allow it along the tracks. We wanted to promote some industrial activities, so vehicle heavy equipment sales and major and minor body work will be allowed.
It's almost like things that are already allowed in certain
Many,
parts.
many places. As I mentioned, the surrounding uses already have like a powder shop and some auto works, freight haul and truck terminals. So the idea is to create the district where residential and industrial would coexist without threatening each other, and just create diverse business environment.
I understand.
Thank you, Ms. Soto. I will open it up to anyone in the public out there that'd like to speak in favor of this ordinance. Oh, I have one here. You just, okay. Shannon Roberts. Shannon Roberts. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, you're given a 3-minute time limit that, the town attorney will be keeping the time. I forgot to mention that. If anyone in the public that would like to speak for this public hearing, there's a 3-minute time limit and the town attorney will be keeping the time. You're good, sir.
My name is Shannon Roberts. I own 52 Killian Street and 70 Killian Street, and I'd like to be added to the railroad district overlay. I'm already, I think 52 is already industrial commercial, maybe even residential, but I'd like my additional property I just acquired to get put in that overlay.
That work.
Yeah, one of these properties that has been already added, at $1 more. So that's property right here. $1 more.
Yeah.
$1
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Is
should
there-
be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that when we pass this, that we amend that correctly.
Yeah, we can talk about that once we close the public hearing.
Yeah, when we start to, whether we approve it or not, that we amend that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Does anyone else, would like to speak for or against this, change in the ordinance?
I didn't sign up.
Oh, no, it's just open. You just come up and state your name and the town attorney will keep
My name is Sarah McIntosh. I'm outside. But I just have a question. So you're gonna open it up for more possible residential housing by chance? Do you know like where the percentage of mixed use that will be, in regards to affordable? Are you allowed
You're
to?
welcome to speak.
Yeah.
So you will depend on the district, property owners, but this one, sure that all have a problem. Some districts now allow. And this is, doesn't allow any. So this bill and overlay, is just gonna open it everywhere.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, I think it's great to open that up. I'm from Pittsburgh and we have the Strip District, which is similar. And we also have a neighborhood called Hazelwood right below the tracks, so the railroad tracks. And, you know, oftentimes what we've seen with, you know, regentrification is that we open it up for housing. It's a catch-all because we want to open it up in those ways. But in the same sense, that also allows for it to be all non-affordable housing. So marching forward, I would that the town would consider, you know, having a percentage used for mixed use. You know, for example, in the city of Pittsburgh, I'm just going to give an example. They have a residential building that you can only live in if you're an artist. To get the artist community there, and it has to be below a certain income. Because the value that artists bring to the community, especially in industrial districts with art, et cetera. So I would just urge us to make sure that once it is allowed to look at the percentages and make sure that they are equal, if not more. So, yeah, no problem.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else like to speak? Sir, come right up and just state your name. Don't leave nobody out.
Hi, my name is Tim Gutteridge. I'm with the VFW. And we're kind of looking at this going, like, how's that going to impact us in our area? Because we're so close to the railroad tracks. Is that going to retain as a buffer? Because of where the track's located, according to our helicopter. Because we have that plot that runs right up to that area. Are we even in the ballpark there, or are we out of there?
It's the VFW.
The
We're
VFW.
on the fog level. We're in that fog level area.
Even if you are or not, as long as the VFW retains ownership or it maintains its use, the town isn't making anybody change.
Yeah. You're
Its
actually
use of the
grandfathered.
property.
We're grandfathered in.
Well, no,
It's
it's
not
not
even
about
grandfathered in, it's
grandfathering.
even
It's
allowed.
about the fact that changing the zoning for your property doesn't change your use.
Okay,
Yeah.
because that was.
It's not, we're not forcing change. We're allowing more change to happen by property owners.
Okay, so we're not gonna have to worry about somebody building a house right next to
Only,
us?
only if you sell them that lot.
Okay, so because we had somebody filled a little bit like the sky is falling and we just wanted to make sure it's clear that we're
As
good
long
to
as the
go.
VFW owns that property, it will forever stay however the VFW wants to use
All
it.
right, thank you for your time.
Anyone else? Okay, I'll ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
Move, we close the public hearing.
Second.
Got a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Show like sign. Okay, listen to the wishes of the board.
Help us do the verbiage, Martha, to add
So,
the.
yeah, if the
extra-
board is inclined, Olga, how would the board need to phrase that motion?
Oh, yeah, we got to do that amendment for that piece of property there.
So to include the additional piece of property that Mr. Roberts was asking to include.
Then I would suggest second motion to adopt the ordinance as amended, include the new plan.
Okay, so.
First motion goes through.
Mhm.
And then
So the consistency statement doesn't need to change, and then the second motion, it will be you're amending the presented ordinance to include, what is the address for your second property? Okay, so we're amending the ordinance that was presented to include 70 Killian Street.
Do we need that plot number by any chance?
We have it.
Thank you.
We have part-time, everything, but. 86.5.
615-07-6180.
And adopt the ordinance as amended.
We got to make the first motion
Yeah, the
first.
consistency statement will be,
I'll make a motion to find that the ordinance is consistent with the 2035 comprehensive plan and that it is reasonable and in the public interest, and that it achieves goal number 1 to promote smart growth and land use planning and zoning by encouraging infill, mixed use, and context-sensitive development, and implementing a railroad overlay district to encourage the redevelopment along the corridor, especially will it reinforce the unique character of Waynesville, and goal number 5, to create opportunities for sustainable economy by promoting the growth of the existing local business, promoting Waynesville's downtown districts, inns, restaurants, and reputation as the gateway to the Smokies.
Okay, I need a second.
Second.
Second by Julia. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, show like sign. This is the one where you'll have. to
Yeah,
do the-
I'll make a motion to adopt the ordinance as amended to include 70 Killian Street, which is plot number 8615-07.6180.
Okay, got a motion and exactly the amendment. I need a second for that. Chuck did, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, show like sign. Okay, doke. You're good, sir. Move right along to new business, appropriations of funds for East Street Park improvements. Luke Kinsley. You want to give you guys a little bit of rundown about I don't want to throw you off base, but about the throwdown that just happened about a couple of weeks ago, how that went and everything. This is the skate competition that was down there about a couple of weeks ago called Wayne Throwdown, correct? Did I get it?
Wayne Town.
Wayne Town.
Throwdown. Yes,
I
sir.
told you you were good for something.
Wayne Town Throwdown. So it was a really fun event. We let the skate community choose the name of the event. And on Saturday, June 8th, we had at peak time and total attendance around 100 people.
Wow.
We had around 50 skaters. It was incredible to see our best trick award winner actually today back and landed it. But it was good to see them come together and have so much fun. It was a good hot day, perfect weather. So it was in partnership with the county. So we will meet and see what we need to improve on for the next competition. But the skate community was really great.
Yeah.
So I have that.
Thanks. And thank you for helping foster that. That
Absolutely.
means a lot to me. for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was a
But,
great, and,
I didn't see many skaters there today with the concrete as hot as it was.
no, they, just like some of our other areas, they would like some shade down there, so that's
Yeah.
another.
I'll eventually get you a pavilion down there, Chuck will let me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead with
Yes.
your project there. Don't let me throw you off.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Let's see, Jason, you want to pull up the photos of each street? So a few months ago, thank you. So a few months ago, council had supported the Kiwanis Club of Waynesville, going after the Medford grant, for specifically for East Street Park improvements. So the good news is Kiwanis Club of Waynesville was granted, $18,000. So working with them in discussion, we were looking at the basketball court, as you all have probably seen how distressed it is. The Medford grant, Kiwanis would like to use the majority of the funds, being $16,000, to help redo that basketball court, and then another, I think, around 2,000 for signage and some beautification. So that we went out to some informal bids and got two quotes. The first quote was from Dan Grady Company LLC. They just paved the greenway at the new park, so they are already down there. They are mobilized. We received another quote from, I believe, Custom Paving, which was a little higher. So given those two price tags, Dan Grady came in with the lower quote of $26,635. So if Kiwanis Club of Waynesville appropriates $16,000 toward redoing the basketball court, what we are asking is if we could have $12,000 of appropriated funds. That would give us $28,000 and meet this price tag of Dan Grady's quote and go forward. They are already mobilized. They would love to stay in town and work. And it is convenient for us because they can start right away. We would not have to wait on a paving schedule, and this job would be done a lot quicker. So they would do the fence demolition and the paving demolition. We had talked to them about the fencing, and we will work together on that because it is not included in this quote. But I've talked to the owner, and he said we definitely work something out, especially with this $12,000 should you approve it. Thank you. As you can see, I've got some pictures of the court in case you haven't been by there lately. Sorry, they're not bigger. But you can see how the fence is leaning, and it's just unsightly of pavement. And this is the real, you can see how old and aged it is. So the two motions you have in front of you are to appropriate funds in the amount of $12,000 to Dan Grady Company LLC, in addition to Kiwanis of Waynesville funding $16,000 to have this work done, and then to approve the budget amendment as presented. We will work with Dan Grady on a whole new court. It does not include fencing, but it will be a much better look, and also we'll work with them on striping it. And this new court will be a little wider and junior high regulation. So the good thing is that neighborhood kids want to come down there and actually shoot on a junior high regulation basketball court. This will help with the beautification of the park and give that park some much needed upgrades.
Yeah, it needs it bad. I'll check it out over there. And they're gonna take that completely up and redo that, correct?
Yes, we will have to address the fencing because what we want to do is do a more pleasant sightly fence that will also keep kids from running out the road and keep the basketballs in. This fence is old, and we want to try some other options on the fencing. But nonetheless, we could get the pavement done and provide a good basketball court.
Yep. Okay. All right. That's what he's asking for here tonight is a budget amendment, correct? For $12,000.
I have just one minor question. Do you know if that'll go in this year's budget or next year's?
This year.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. All right. I will ask someone for a motion to that order.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the appropriation funds in the amount of $12,000 to Dan Grady, Construction LLC, in addition to the Kiwanis of Waynesville funding the additional amount of $16,000 for a new paved basketball court in East Street Park.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, you got, now we'll do the budget amendment for the 12,000.
Somebody likes, I'll make a motion to approve the budget amendment in the amount of 12,000 to Dan Grady Company LLC for new basketball court at East Street Park.
Second.
All, got a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, show like sign. Hey, my little friend, make her happy.
Thank you so much. We will.
And the track looks good. I went down there and snuck under the fence, checked it out.
So you're the
Yeah,
one
it's
sneaking.
really good. I crawled under the fence. Have you opened that up yet?
We've got some landscaping to do, some grass to sow. We need to finish up the fishing access area
Yeah.
with the PRF grant. Once we get that done, we have some outdoor exercise equipment that we need to install along that track. So we need to figure out the best dry location, kind of that doesn't get damaged. So we still got a few touches.
Yeah.
to do.
So you'll have some equipment in there, don't you?
Yes, and we will
With
have,
traffic going on at the same time.
right.
I understand.
That we'll have picnic tables, grills, good amenities down there, trash can,
Yeah.
dog waste station.
Let us know when it's finished.
We will. See you
All right,
tomorrow night at
thank you.
OK Park.
All right, move on. Jeff, access road sewer problem? Did I put the other word onto it? Problem?
Yeah, big one. Matter of fact. Mr. Mayor, Council, thank you for having me. What I'm bringing you tonight is a emergency repair for 24-inch pressure or inverted siphon sewer line on access road. Historically, we never really knew where this line was. It has no access points. It doesn't have any manholes or no way to access it to be able to locate it. Recently, it has shown itself. We had a area on access road that the bottom ruptured out of. We had an SSO that we had to report to DEQ. We have found that there's approximately 400 feet that needs to be replaced. Once we get that exhumed and opened up, we're going to camera upstream, downstream, see what the shape is there of that line. We had 3 bids come in. Pipeline was the lowest bid, 173,430, I think it was. I've asked for 200,000 for a small amount of contingency in case we have a change order. I don't foresee one. Never know in situations like this. So I'm asking for 2 motions: one to award the project to pipeline, and the second for the additional funding.
What is the timeframe on from tonight getting that fixed?
So as soon as you guys tell me yes, I'm gonna sit down over there and text him and let him know that you guys approved it. And he will give me a time frame of when he can mobilize and start. I'm not sure if he already has the material from maybe a previous job or what have you, or if he'll have to order that. I can get a more rock solid answer for you by tomorrow, but I will let him know as soon as we're done here that he has been awarded the project.
And what was I know y'all were meeting with DEQ. What was the outcome of the meeting?
I'll let Rob chime in as well on this. We met with Daniel Boss, Mikhail Wilmer, Lauren Armini. His concerns was when we would get it fixed and then a long-term solution. The camera work we do once we get it dug out will help us determine a long-term solution, whether it be replacement or slip lining or skin casting, what have you. So we won't know a long-term solution if we get that done. I think DEQ, as long as we're moving in the right direction, they're okay. I actually emailed Daniel Moss the other day and gave him an update. I was bringing this.
This is kind of an emergency situation. We gotta get it done. Yeah. So anybody have any question?
Just how fast can you get your texting fingers ready.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve pipeline for replacement of the access road sewer line as described by Public Works Director, and to approve a budget amendment in the amount of $200,000 for replacement of the access road sewer line.
Second.
Got a second, John? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so like sign. And also, tell the guys over in the water and sewer guys that how much the board appreciates them, this past job that was unexpected and they had to work all night.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they do a great job.
24/7.
They
Yeah.
say nothing about them. Really do.
Yeah, so if you would pass that along to them, how much this board appreciates their hard work and solving that problem up there that quickly there. It could have been shutting down much longer than it did if you guys hadn't did what you did. So we appreciate that.
Absolutely, I'll pass it along.
Yep.
Thank you all.
Okay. Next project, select an engineering firm to provide design, bid, construction, observation, and reporting for the town's phase 2 CDBG infrastructure grant. Rob Heights.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This bid award, this request for approval of an engineering firm is for the second and third CDBG grant the town has been granted by DEQ over the last 12 months. The two awards amount to just under $2 million. So we've been able to leverage about $3 million to repair water and sewer lines that are substandard or failing in low to moderate income areas in Waynesville. So what we call phase 2 involves a $613,500 water grant and a $1,376,000 sewer grant to replace water lines in Hendricks and Muse and Sawyer Streets. And what the DEQ requires and also the general statutes is that we use a qualification-based selection for engineering services. We bid out the engineering services according to CDBG guidelines and received 2 bids. One for GMC engineering and one from McGill Engineering. Three employee panel reviewed the 2 RFQs and their and looked at their experience in North Carolina CDBG engineering work and their most recent projects. And after comparing the 2 using a scoring system developed by DEQ, McGill and Associates scored the highest, and as a result of that, we recommend McGill Associates as the selected engineering firm to negotiate a contract. Once we negotiate a contract, we'll bring that contract back to the board for ratification, should you choose to award it to McGill tonight. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for Rob? If not, I'll need another motion.
I'll make a motion to approve McGill Associates as the engineering firm to carry out design, bidding, construction, administration, and engineering reporting for the CDBG 1 Phase 2 grant for project 23-1-4153 and project 23-14154 project, and authorize the staff to negotiate a contract for the service.
Second.
A second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So like sign. Go. Move on. Communication from our staff. Rob, do you have anything for us tonight?
Just very quickly, we've chosen Ian Bennett of Charlotte Mecklenburg Utilities Department as our new finance director. He has a bachelor's degree from Charlotte, UNC Charlotte, and a master's degree in public administration with an emphasis in accounting and business. He has worked he's worked both in Charlotte Mecklenburg Utilities Department, in the construction projects division, and worked in having a senior moment. I'm trying to remember the name of the town. Belmont, thank you, Belmont. And he working there. He's literally taken bills, worked with adjusting bills with citizens. He particularly has experience in migrating computer programs from one computer program to another, and bringing in new iterations of the program. So hopefully he can spell Jesse in doing some of the work. One of the things we've emphasized is we hope that he'll get to work trying to get credit cards and debit cards going in our system. As you know, that's a long time coming. You probably read this in the paper last week, but I was scared to bring this to council in case he quit. But so we'll bring him in the 9th, let him show him out to him.
His family has ties to the area as well, if I'm
He
not
does.
mistaken.
That's correct. They live in Hendersonville.
Right.
Yeah. That's good.
I believe his father's a minister.
He's
I
gonna
believe
need it.
Yes, yes. Not that I know anything about it, but
Taylor, we're sorry to hear you leave us there also. We appreciate, the time you have spent with us there. And again, we hate to see you leave, but we totally understand.
Taylor's done a magnificent job. She took over that budget like she's been here for years, and we couldn't have done it without her. She's going to be the assistant business manager of Haywood Community College.
Okay.
So she's
you're going to work for Dr. White.
Yeah.
You're very fortunate.
Yeah.
I would.
So,
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
but she's been absolutely magnificent. We appreciate it.
Thank you for sticking with us. Okay, town attorney? Okay. Communication from the staff. I've written down, and Anthony did
I'm
bring
sorry.
it up, that the OK Park bathroom ribbon cutting is tomorrow at 5:30. And then don't forget the Pigeon Community Multicultural Development Center mural unveiling on Friday, June the 28th at 4:30. That's going to be a historical event there. Try to attend that if you can. And then tomorrow night we have a COG meeting at the Rec Center, 5:30.
Yes, sir.
Thursday night.
Oh, that's right, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm sorry. Thank you, Julie. It'll be Thursday at 5:30. So that's pretty much all I have. And Chuck, would you give us a kind of what place would be, the congressman, you and Beth, in my absence.
Right, I filled in for Gary. The Congressman Edwards was here last week, and Beth selected or recruited 5 or 6 different businesses, and we went around and spoke to asking them about how things were going. In between, I talked to him as much as I could about fire department, and also met his chief of staff, who knows Anthony. He's very nice, and so even talked to her about maybe next year, maybe there might be something in the budget for maybe a looking like.
Yeah.
We're continuing to work with him, but I think it was fruitful, and I was able to answer questions he had about development and Waynesville. Different.
Yeah. Yeah, Julia.
One thing I want to say is that obviously Gary and I got the memo because the University of Tennessee won the Men's College World Series last night.
Yes.
So, first time in the history of our university. So we're supporting our colors.
We did, for sure. It was a nail biter though.
It
I was getting worried there at the end, but it still come out, and I'm so happy, for Tennessee. That's their first baseball national championship ever. Yeah, so You know, that's huge for.
I'm
the
sorry,
young-
you have to indulge me on this.
No, thank you so much. Thank you for reminding me. I have definitely bring that up.
Mr. Mayor, I did have one other thing. that
Sure.
I would like to bring up. I just want to speak to the importance of our participation in the Pride Parade Saturday. As elected representatives, I think our participation, I think I know, not only supports our fellow colleague, Anthony, but it also sends a powerful message to the community. It shows for leaders to stand firmly for justice, dignity, and respect for every individual, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity. I think each of us has a role to play in fostering a town where every person feels safe, valued, and celebrated. Our participation is not just symbolic, but I think it's a tangible act that can have a profound effect on those who look to us for leadership and support. Let's show our community Waynesville is the place where everyone is welcome. And I hope to march alongside each of you. And the logistics are that the lineup, Anthony's leading the parade actually, and y'all may already know that, but the town of Waynesville is in second or third position. We'll line up right across from the courthouse on Main Street. The speeches are at 10:30. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, I'm sorry, 10 o'clock?
Yep.
And the parade starts at
10:30.
10:30, okay, I got that wrong. Anyway, I just wanted to mention everybody, hope to see you. We have a new banner for.
That's right. I'm speaking, but I would encourage anyone that attends to, any of us that attend to also speak as well.
Everybody get 3 minutes.
Everybody gets 3 minutes.
You only got 30 minutes to speak. I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know how you're gonna. pull
That's
that
okay.
off.
No, there's,
You're not gonna get warmed up in 30 minutes.
no, I think it's very important.
When to
We
be out
we
of
put in
town, I
time.
apologize.
Amy Russell, Alderwoman from the town of Clyde is.
You're filling in for me again.
We'll be, you'll be there, not on the lake.
The lake. Oh, but
But I'll be glad
I
to
hope,
do
I hope they have a great turnout. I'm sure they will. John, sir, you don't have another job. I haven't given you no chores. I'll get everybody else chores out there. Okay, I see you have anything.
I have one thing. We were invited, but we couldn't go tonight to the Haywood Chamber of Commerce. Tonight is the farewell dinner to CC Hips.
Yeah.
The president before the new David Francis is taking her spot. But I would like to say publicly that we appreciate everything that CC has done for our county. And we wish her well.
And I actually responded to that invite and told her that she had chose again another meeting night to have her lunch. So she does know that, you know, her apologies, but you know, that our meeting was on the same night.
We really appreciate all the things that she's done for this county over the years. And she's she did a very good job.
Yeah, we've been seeing her. She's on the ABC board.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she's not going away.
Yeah. Okay, with no further, I'll ask for a motion that we adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Okay, Chad. Anybody want a second there?
Oh, I'll second.
With our Tennessee orange, go be going. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Thank you all for coming out. I know it's a short meeting tonight. We usually last to about 9 o'clock.